is this what being a PA is? And is this going to be my life? I didn't know what it was. I just knew it wasn't what I was doing at the time. Who am I if I'm not a PA anymore? Hey everyone, welcome back to the community. Come in, take a seat, and get comfortable because today I'm talking about my experience as a physician assistant and why I quit my six-figure job, my first job ever as a physician assistant with no backup plan, no job lined up, no idea what I was going to do next, and didn't even know if I even want to continue with the career at all. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I decided to quit. But first, I just want to put a quick disclaimer in here that I will not be bashing any of my previous places of employment, nor will I be bashing any of my previous coworkers or the PA profession as a whole. Okay, now let's just get back to the video. And the first reason is because there's a pressure of always having to perform. Pressure to seem like the perfect student. So going into this is my first job as a PA. I'm supposed to want to be a sponge and soak up everything and just want to learn so much and just be a better practitioner. And so anytime there's an opportunity to stay late or to work harder, work more, get more opportunities to get your practice in, you're supposed to say yes. There's always a pressure to say yes. I felt like I was putting on a mask every day to go to work. A mask that said, I love being here and I'm so happy here and I love working harder and I love staying later and I love being quizzed on the spot and I just love it here. Behind the mask, I'm slowly down. Mask, I'm dreading every single day, every single moment of every day. It gets just really draining when you cannot be yourself. For 10 hours a day, every day, you're not yourself. Constantly having to perform for people and be someone else and talk this way and have these right answers, and it's draining. It's so draining. And then there's also this culture in the medical field. It's like only the strongest survive. So there is a sort of hazing process. People are going to make it difficult for you because if you're meant to be there, then you're going to figure it out. If you're not meant to be there, then you'll get kicked out. And that's what they want anyway. They only want the strongest, especially in the field of surgery. I was doing surgery. So there's definitely a mindset of cutthroat. You're weak. You can't handle it. You'll be shamed and you don't get the respect. If you can't handle it, then get out. Like if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's the culture of medicine, especially in the surgical field. And that caused a lot of internal tension with me because I know that I can do it. I am capable of doing it. It became, do I want to do this? Do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to keep suffering? And for a long time, I did because I wanted to prove that I can do this. I don't want to be seen as weak. Eventually, I freed myself from that mindset and I was like, I don't care what these strangers, these people, I'm never going to see them again if I leave. I'm never going to have to hear about what they say about me. They're going to talk about me and that's fine. I know who I am. I had to get really strong with my identity and how I see myself. I know who I am. I know I'm capable. I know what I'm capable of. I know that I don't want to be in this situation because of the culture, because of the pressure, because of the toxicity of this work environment. I don't want it. And that's okay. And they're not going to understand. My coworkers are not going to understand. The surgeons aren't going to understand. They just care about ego. They just care about what is going to look good to other people. And I decided to think about what looks good and feels good for me. So I didn't feel like wearing that mask every day. I didn't feel like faking it every day, going into work and just being fake about how I feel about being here and how I feel about doing what I'm doing and how much I'm enjoying this. I didn't want to be fake anymore and I didn't want to play the game. It's all a game about who can we make miserable and who still endures. And I didn't want to play anymore. The second reason why I quit my six-figure job as a PA is because I was not getting trained. I was not getting trained to do the job that I needed to do. So ultimately, it was really setting me back as a practitioner. I was not getting proper training. People were not invested in me as an employee. People were not trying to make me better. People were not trying to help me or train me. This is my first job out of school. And I was thrown to the wolves, just thrown into these situations and had to figure it out. That can work because it creates a stress response. It's like a flight or fight response, and you learn to figure it out. But there needs to be training first, and then you let someone free to learn. My confidence was shot because I didn't feel like I was getting the proper experiences and the proper practice to be able to do my job and do it well. I have extreme imposter syndrome about, like, should I even be here? Do I belong here? When you're experiencing imposter syndrome and your confidence is like at such a low, you second guess everything. And even things that you know how to do, and even things that you are good at or you know the answer to, you second guess everything in your head. You second guess all of your answers because your brain is telling you, no, you don't know how to do it. And so whatever your brain thinks, your body's going to follow. I was not confident enough to be independent. I was not confident enough to answer questions that I knew the answers to. I psyched myself out. So things that I even could do and was good at, I'm not feeling good about it. I'm not thinking that I can do it. I didn't conquer my mind. I was like self-sabotaging because I didn't want to put myself out there and be wrong or put myself out there and fail. So I was already preparing myself and cushioning myself by being like, no, I don't know how to do it. No, I don't know the answer. And so I was like, I need to get out of here because this is not only making me feel like I can't do this job, but this is making me feel like I can't do the career at all. I wouldn't be able to move forward at like a 0% confidence level. I can't move forward with that. So I had to get myself out of that situation. Okay, so the third reason why I decided to quit my first job as a PA. Deep down, I knew I didn't really want to be a PA. I had thoughts in school of, did I choose the wrong thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Is this for me? But I kept pushing through because school is hard. It's supposed to be hard, and maybe when I'm in the career to get better. But when I'm now in the career and I'm doing my first job and it's not panning out the way I thought, it was like maybe those thoughts that I've been having all this time have been for a reason. And this is not really my calling, and this is not really my purpose. And I wasn't quite ready to explore that. I wasn't quite ready to explore, okay, if it's not this, then what? But I just started having those thoughts. So all these feelings that I had deep down were now starting to come to the surface, and I didn't know what to do with them. But I hear it and I can't ignore it. And I decided to use it as a compass to guide me to something else. Maybe it's just not being a PA full time, or maybe it's just not being a PA full time in the surgical field. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it wasn't what I was doing at the time. Okay, the fourth reason why I quit my first 6-figure job as a PA is because I was so depressed. I was in a deep, deep depression. I was very sad. I had so much anxiety as well. My thoughts were getting really scary, and I'd never had thoughts like that before, and I'd never felt that down before. I also had so much anxiety as well, and the way I describe it is like it felt like when you're on a roller coaster and you're like on the uphill part and you have that anticipation of the drop. So having that in my stomach, that anticipation of something's gonna happen, and also being at the drop part of the roller coaster where like your stomach is dropping out. Both of those feelings were inside of me at the same time at all times. It was like something bad is gonna happen and I'm anticipating that, and something bad is happening. I'm carrying both of those feelings with me simultaneously from the time my alarm clock goes off until I leave at the end of the day. So not only is it this anxiety, depression feeling, but also the mask of not being able to be myself and suppressing myself, suppressing like my personality, who I am, what I really like, suppressing me, the imposter syndrome, the anxiety, and the depression all at once. Every time my alarm clock would go off in the morning, I would want to cry. Like, I would want to cry, anticipating the day I'm going to have. I would just lie there and think about, okay, can I make an excuse? Can I call out? Can I make some sort of excuse for why I can't be? Like, what's a believable excuse? I want to just say anything just to not be there. I felt like I was suffocating every day, claustrophobic, pressure and disdain and dread and sadness and anxiousness and questioning myself, like confusion, everything all at once every day from the time my alarm clock went off. And I was carrying that. And to carry that and have an outlet is one thing, but to carry that and not be able to tell anybody because everybody is counting on you, that's a whole nother thing. When you have to carry it and keep quiet about it because you're supposed to be grateful for this opportunity, and people are looking up to you and thinking, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. So I had to carry it in silence, which made it even worse. But when you're so inundated by all of these feelings at once, it's also so hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. All I saw was darkness all around me, and all I felt was pressure and darkness all around me. I could not see any other life. I could not see any other path, any way out whatsoever. I thought this is going to be my life. I was breaking out so bad. I had such bad acne. My hair was falling out. I was so bloated. I gained so much weight. I was in a bad place physically and mentally. I just felt so bad. I just felt horrible. I was so sluggish. I just hated getting up every day. I started to eat to make myself feel better. All of my coping mechanisms were just making it worse. The eating, I was not exercising. I didn't feel like I had time to do anything outside of suffer. I just was not myself anymore. Okay, and the fifth reason why I decided to quit my 6-figure job as a physician assistant is because I needed to show myself an act of self-love. I needed to prove to myself that I will do this for me and that I wouldn't care about what other people thought and how it would affect other people, but that I would stop self-abandoning and I would choose myself. I needed to show myself that I valued myself. I valued how I felt. I valued my life. I needed to do this for me. This job takes and takes and takes. It will take so much from you. My joy, my happiness, my peace, my sleep. I missed out on family events. I missed out on birthday parties, my own birthday. I missed out on gatherings with friends, vacations. It's a constant sacrifice. And this has been the past 10 years that I've been trying to grind to get to this career. I needed to pour back into myself. I needed to give myself something now. And you know what? Quitting was the best decision I ever could have made for myself. I felt so strong doing that. And I immediately felt so relieved. I felt like it's my time now. I felt like this is for me. I've done so much for everyone else, and now this is for me. And I don't care that I don't have a backup plan. I don't care that I don't even know if I'm staying in this career or not. I didn't care. I just cared that I was taking myself out of a situation that no longer worked for me, taking myself out of a toxic environment that was suffocating me, even though I worked hard for it, even though this was supposed to be my reward, even though I was financially stable, even though I was respected from people on the outside that didn't know what it actually looked like on the inside. Despite all those things, I chose myself. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy. So at the time, I was like freaking out. I thought it was the end of the world. And that might sound like I'm being dramatic, but I'm so dead serious. When I became a physician assistant, you know, they tell us that you're going to be set for life. There's always going to be a job out there for you. They're always looking for PAs. There's always going to be good money. You'll be financially stable for life. Like, you'll be making the 6 figures. You'll be able to buy the house you want, the car you want. You'll be set. I have built up this identity in my mind, this vision of what my life is going to look like. So I'm really thinking like, okay, if I quit this thing, I'm giving up an identity that I tied myself to for the past 10 years of my life. I'm supposed to be this successful, financially stable Black woman in medicine, and I'm making everyone proud, and no one else in my family is doing this. And I didn't have a lot of representation in my life growing up seeing a lot of Black women in medicine. And I'm doing this thing and I carved my own path and I paved my own way because I didn't really see that many people doing it. And all of that weighed so heavily on me that I felt like I was not just doing this for me, I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for my community, I'm doing this for so many people. That weighed so much on me because I'm carrying expectations and I'm carrying hope of a lot of people. So do I stick with it and suffer through it and make a way, or do I let everyone down? Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like if I were to quit this career path, that I'm letting so many people down and I'm disappointing so many people, and people are counting on me to be this person. So if I'm not that, then who am I? So that's why it was so hard to make the decision and why it was such a big deal for me to quit that first job. I have like such a fear of the unknown, but I just took a step. I stepped into that fear of not knowing not having any backup plan, not knowing what my next step was going to look like. But I'm so, so glad that I did it. And since then, I put myself on a journey toward coming back to myself. I felt so misaligned in that job. After quitting, I got to be on a journey of, okay, what does fill me up? What does light me up? What does feel like me? What can I do that doesn't cause me to have to wear a mask every day? What can I do where I can be my full self, show up as my full self, and not care about judgment, not care about being wrong, not care about not having all the right answers? I get to figure out what I love and what makes me feel at peace, and I get to cling to that. I decided to go on a journey to reconnecting with myself, my true self, and now living a life as Amber. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself for that. If anything in this video resonated with you, please leave a comment below so we can keep the conversation going. If you have ever quit a job that you felt like was such a hard decision for you, or if you are a PA, or if you are in PA school and you are thinking about quitting, please leave a comment below so we can continue the conversation. You never know who your comment can help. I think the hardest thing about it for me was like suffering in silence, feeling like I was suffering in silence. And it would have been so nice if I had heard about experiences of other PAs or other people in PA school who left or who were thinking about leaving. So leave a comment below if that's your experience and you want to share your story. And subscribe to join the community. I really want to make this a space where we can talk about what's really going on. Let's connect down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.